Our self-esteem, or self-value, depends on the value of the features associated to ourself. If we are rich, tall and healthy and think that these features are positive, our self-esteem will be high. If we are poor, sick and unemployed, and think that these features are negative, our self-esteem will be low. It is often believed that the features' values are absolute and immutable. But history shows that this is not the case. Having a fair complexion was once considered positive, because it was associated to a higher social status. Today, being tanned is positive. This proves that features' values are relative and plastic. Values can be changed by association. If we associate a negative feature with a positive feature, the value of the first feature will increase. Marketing uses this principle with influencers, whose presence increases a product's reputation. We want to apply this method to our negative features, which cause our low self-esteem. This series of videos highlights some common negative features, proposing for each of them a list of people who share the feature. Knowing that we are not alone may help to render them less negative and more tolerable. Enjoy! Cafe Society is a 2016 film written and directed by Woody Allen. It tells the story of a young man, Bobby Dorfman, who moves to Los Angeles in the 1930s in search of fortune in the world of cinema. Bobby falls in love with Vonnie, who works as a secretary for his Uncle Phil, a powerful Hollywood manager. However, Bobby is not the only one who is in love with Vonnie. His rival in love is his Uncle Phil, with whom Vonnie has a clandestine relationship. Phil promises the girl to divorce his wife. After a long time and much hesitation, Phil keeps his promise, but feels guilty for leaving his wife. Marie Tillman is an author, entrepreneur, co-founder and chairman of the Pat Tillman Foundation. She is the widow of Patrick Daniel Tillman, an American football player who, in response to the 9/11 attacks, gave up his career as a professional sportsman and joined the U.S. military. He was killed in 2004 by friendly fire while on patrol in Afghanistan. After losing her husband, Marie Tillman moved forward, remarried and started a new business. The letter in which Pat Tillman asked her to go on living still does guide me in my life, she said. There is a lot of guilt associated with moving forward. To be able to come back to it and know he wanted me to move on and live my life has been a gift. Primo Levi, 1919 to 1987, was an Italian writer, author of short stories, poems, essays, and novels. Being Jewish, in 1943 he was arrested by the fascists and later deported to Auschwitz. He was lucky enough to survive and, after he returned to Italy, he became a writer. His most famous work, If This Is a Man, tells of his experiences in the concentration camp and is considered a classic of world literature. Levi felt a sense of guilt and shame for having survived. It was the shame we knew so well, the shame that drowned us after the selections, and every time we had to watch, or submit to, some outrage, the shame that the Germans did not know, that the just man experiences at another man's crime, the feeling of guilt that such a crime should exist, that it should have been introduced irrevocably into the world of things that exist, and that his will for good should have proved too weak or null, and should not have availed in defense. Muthulakshmi Reddy, 1886 to 1968, was an Indian medical practitioner, social reformer and Padma Bhushan Award recipient. Muthulakshmi Reddy was appointed to the Madras Legislative Council in 1926. This nomination marked the beginning of her lifelong effort to correct the balance for women by removing social abuses and working for equality in moral standards. Muthulakshmi Reddy was the first woman to spread cancer awareness among people in India. When her sister died of cancer, Reddy felt guilty because, despite being a doctor, she was unable to help her. As a result, Reddy founded the Cancer Relief Fund, which developed into an India-wide institution combining therapy and research on cancer and attracting patients from all over the country.